So what's up with everybody? It's Lance Cardio Fitness on YouTube, and I'm doing this video because I'm noticing that my live streams are doing good. Just want to thank everybody. I get a lot of views, and thank you guys for liking the live streams and for liking the videos. But I got a few questions asked on why I do the training that I do. So a lot of people has been telling me about me being a professional boxer and everything, and professional fighter and stuff. And I'm doing this why I'm not a professional fighter part 2 video. Not gonna make it too long, but part of the reason why I'm, a lot of reasons why I'm not in the gym is because I can't afford it right now. My fiance don't like me leaving and going. She don't like me going to the gym because she don't want me getting hurt all the time. And I'm 36 now, so it's pretty much time to start doing things the smart way. Even though I'll spar fighters, I'm always open to do that. But from the injuries that I've had, a lot of them were life-threatening. So, not all of the injuries I had was life-threatening, but at least one of them. And trying not to get myself hurt too much. So I would like to do a Q&A live stream, but a lot of you guys fail to realize when I was younger, I was trying to reach out to gyms and pay people visits, and a lot of the gyms, they wanted me to come and do some training with the fighters, and I did that. And I did exactly everything they wanted me to do. Some of the gyms, this is when I was 19, 17 years old, a lot of the gyms just avoided me altogether. They didn't want me to participate. They had me come in and watch the class. They say come in at around 4 or come in at around 3, and I'll come in and I'll come in and watch them train, and they want me to train with the fighters and spar with them, and I'll do that. Sometimes they want me to grapple with them and whatever training they have me do, and I'll just come in and they have me do that. And a lot of times they have me just come and just sit in there, and I didn't want to just sit around, so I just said forget it, and this happened more than one gym. This was like several gyms. This was like this gym in Illinois, shout out to them, they're good. It's called Honda Martial Arts, but they are a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu school, and I was trying to take classes with them, and this was in Lake County at the time. I was like maybe 17, maybe 18, something like that, 19 years old, and I was interested in taking class with them. This was when I was younger, and once again I had more time on my hands, and they was aware of what I was doing at the time, because I came in and they wanted me to come in and they wanted me to watch them train. And the coach, the instructor there said, you guys just come on in and watch us train. In the back. Thank you, Dave. So come in and watch us train and see if you like the class. And he wanted me to come in. He said, I think he was at the time, he said it was like $55 a month. And I think I was doing childcare at the time. I was babysitting, and I think I had enough to pay for classes. It was like $55, so I was able to pay $55 a month. And if it was going to be for about a year for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and the instructor from martial arts told me, thank you, Dave, I'll make sure I pay you back, man. So he makes sure, so he says, come on in, see if you like the class. I was in there. Class was from about 4 to 7. And I came in at around around 3:49, 3:50 at the time. And then he wanted me to come in and see if I liked the class. And this was the first time. Second time he said the same thing. And he said, have the money with you if you want to participate and join our school. And I did. And they didn't even respond. They didn't want to respond to me. I was just one of those type of people that they just wanted to come in. He wanted me to come in and watch the school train, but he didn't want me to train and participate. He didn't want me to be a part of the school at the time. But this is what I dealt with. This is what I had to deal with, man, when I was trying to get involved when I was younger, and he was actually training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artists for MMA at the time, and I was trying to get involved. And that's why I'm doing this video for you guys, so you guys can see, you know, I was trying to, this was Ohana Martial Arts, and I believe this was Lake Bluff, Lake County, or some part of Illinois. This was when I was 19 years old. And if this school was watching this video, you know, when I was trying to join you guys didn't play me no mind. I come in, I would call. You guys just left me hanging. I was trying to join your school. I had the money. Said come on in for school. I was always 10 minutes early, so you guys rejected me. You know, that was the first school. Second school was Wrecking Ball Fight Facility. I trained there. This was in Illinois. This was, I think the name of the place was called, not Lake Forest, Illinois. I think it was Lake Park. No, it wasn't Lake Park, Illinois. It was, I'm trying to think what part of Chicago it was. It was some part of Lake County. I think it was Lake Bluff, or yeah, some part of Lake County, Illinois, man. And I was trying to get involved. Once again, I was young, about 18, 19 years old. And I come in, he said, come on in, see if you like the school, train with some of our guys. At the time, it was a grappling school, so I was doing grappling. They didn't have kickboxing at the time. They said the kickboxing instructor was going on vacation, so he was going to be gone for a few months, so I was only able to do the grappling at the time, because that was when I first started. There was no boxing or kickboxing. A lot of the boxing schools, they weren't nearby. I couldn't afford to get to them. There was no boxing around at the time. So people that want to know why I'm not a professional boxer or why I wasn't, we didn't have any boxing gyms in the town I lived in at the time. They were like at least 10 hours away, and I couldn't get there. Couldn't afford to travel there all the time. And so I was trying to find something nearby, and I couldn't. He wanted me to join. He wanted me to bring the money in. Hygiene was not a problem. I had great hygiene. I bathed before and after training all the time. And I would even bring Lysol wipes with me to clean the mats and the training gear that I was training with. So that's why I'm doing this video, because you guys need to understand that I reached out to these gyms when I was a lot younger to become professional at fighting at the time, and they never got back with me, which is not fair, right, Dave? If you got the money to join someone's school and they're not gonna acknowledge the fact that you're trying to join, that's not right at all, right? They're losing out on business. So they're just losing out on business, and they didn't even want to acknowledge that I was trying to even join their school. Wrecking Ball Fight Facility was the second one. So Ohana Martial Arts was the first one. They was a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu school. That was the first one. Wrecking Ball Fight Facility was an MMA cage fighting gym. They didn't want me joining either. That was the second gym. The third gym was, you know, huh?
I went through the stoplight. I realized I was supposed to stop.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
This guy stopped here though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, now I remember.
So like, you guys, you know, and even when I was trying to reach out, there was a boxing gym that opened up right around the time that I was going to move to Indiana. This was like, I had about 7-8 months to a year. I'd say about 2 years, and this boxing gym wanted me to come in after the call was accepted. I called 4 times. I called this boxing gym 4 times to talk to the instructor there, and they never got back with me. So that was the third time, man. This was, like I said, I reached out to a lot of these gyms and these fighters, man, when I was younger, to participate and be a part of the school and the gym, and they never got back with me. That's why I'm not a professional fighter now, because then I was working. That's when I started working. At 19, I was working, and then I was working at factories, and then I was more focusing on work. I got tired of chasing these gyms down, so I just started focusing on work, because then I wanted to help my mom, sister, and brother out at the time, and that was the main focus. So that's why I'm doing this video for you guys. You guys see my live streams. I'm training all the time. I'm not in the gym because I can't afford it, but if you guys are going to watch the videos, you know, understand that you're going to get me training on my own. I'm training on my own by myself. My team they're ahead of me at the moment. They won their fights, proud of them, and they're ahead of me. I can learn from them, but like I said, my fiance, she said some things to me that made a lot of sense. So did the doctor. He was saying, if you get injured again, you may not be the same as you are now. You know, you guys are complaining about me not being a professional fighter, but you're not understanding what the consequences could potentially be. You guys may not even get videos of me training again if I get injured again. I was already injured several times already. This is not including all the injuries I had at work. I had work injuries too. You know, I had maybe 25. We get injured at work all the time, right, Dave? So we get just about 25 injuries I had at work. You know, I've only had maybe several injuries from fighting, but work, I've had more work injuries than anything. And I'm just not willing to, I'm not willing to sacrifice that. I'm not willing to risk getting hurt, getting severely hurt to the point where I can't function anymore. And that's not going to benefit me. It's not going to benefit my fiance, my mom, sister, or brother. You know, when I was trying to reach out when I was younger and had more time on my hands and even had more stamina and testosterone and all that, I was younger. I was 19. Now I'm 36 years old. So my main focus now is just staying in shape, training, and just stay sharp at training, and that's about it. I'm still going to be willing to spar. I've already told most of my teammates to spar with me at the gym. And even with me where I'm at currently, they're busy. They got things going on. So you guys want to see that, support my videos. I only got 2 likes out of 1,300 views today. That shouldn't happen, man. I mean, if you guys are watching the videos, then I should be getting more likes. Where's all the likes at? I'm only getting 2 likes. Sometimes I might only get 1 like for 2,000 views. So if you guys really want to see these videos, you got to support. If you're not going to support, then what's the point of me posting up videos if you're not going to like them? If you're not going to like the sparring videos, I got lots of videos of me sparring with the fighters at the gym. And those videos, some of those videos got, 4 likes, maybe 4 or 5. A lot of those videos got copyright claim against them. But that's that. We're going to get off here now. I got to make a phone call to my fiance. Thank you guys. Hope you guys like this video.